What's going on, my little bundle of chestnuts? It's your girl Kate Winchester here, and it is Wednesday, and well, it's almost Thursday. It's 10:45. I should be in bed. I should be wearing just a nightshirt with no pants, but I'm not. So I just wanted to talk about anxiety / panic attacks. I'm gonna basically tell you my story and my calming down strategies, and just to kind of help those of you who have anxiety and panic attacks. Like, I don't give a fuck how much I hate you. If you are having a panic attack, I will literally try and calm you down. Like, that's one of the things that I don't wish upon my worst enemy. Like, it's really bad. Unless you're a fucking child molester, then you can have panic attacks all the damn time. But you know, like, just people that I genuinely hate for petty reasons, Sorry, I'm getting off topic here. I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit myself. That's why I'm making a video, because distractions help me. So I've had anxiety since I was 10. But wait, scratch that. I had anxiety when I was 7, but they didn't really get as bad as they were until I was 10. And when I was 7, I guess I just kind of had them, like my breathing would feel restricted, and I kept telling my mom, I was like, Mom, I can't breathe, I can only breathe when I yawn. And so she took me to the doctor, and they did like an asthma test or whatever, and I didn't have asthma, so they thought I was faking. But, so, yeah, they thought I was faking, so, I couldn't tell them whenever I was gonna have another one of those things. I think my family thought I was doing it for attention, which is a lot of the, common misinterpretations and the stereotypes of people with anxiety, but then again, they didn't know I had it, and neither did I. If they can't know, then how can a 7-year-old know? You know what I mean? So when I was 10 and my uncle passed away, and there was a lot of grief and everything like that, I had a horrible anxiety attack, and it turned into a panic attack. Like, okay, anxiety and panic attacks are totally different things, and I know a lot of people use them in the same groups, but no, anxiety attacks is when for me, it just feels like I can't breathe, or like I'm starting to not be able to breathe, and like, just I feel like something bad is going to happen, and like I'm not in control. I guess it's hard for me to explain, but like, it's just a bad situation for me, But if I were to have a panic attack, that's legitimately like, I'm dying, my hands are shaking because I'm gonna die, like I'm dying. So my thing is like, I can't ignore the anxiety. Like, I can't just be like, oh yeah, it's an anxiety attack, these happen all the time. Because but at the same time, I can't go, oh my god, it's, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't go to the bathroom and calm down, like all these people are gonna see me freak out right now, because that's what makes it worse. What makes it worse is ignoring it and not using the anxiety strategies. Like, for me, it gets worse before it gets better, but only if I don't deal with it. Like, if I don't, do the breathing and the other coping skills, which I'm going to advise in a minute, then it will turn into a panic attack, and those take a while for me to calm down. I think the shortest time it has ever took for me to calm down from a panic attack was about 2 hours. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding you. Like, that's how long it took me to calm down from a panic attack, is 2 hours. Whereas an anxiety attack could take me maybe like 10 minutes to calm down, or like At the longest, at my worst days, like 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. It depends on the situation, why I was having an anxiety attack, and what strategy I used. Usually, if it takes more than 10 minutes, then I will start doing the strategy that I was using and another one, and then just kind of work my way up from there. So I am going to walk you through all of my my steps of anxiety attacks and how they progress into a panic attack and how they progress. And I'm going to, and it's me, so there's going to be a few jokes in here because it's me going through it. So, you know, but they're not going to be like, it's a serious video, but so if I crack a joke, just, that's how I deal with it, you know, just bear with me here. So what usually happens, I usually know that I'm having an anxiety attack if like I start to feel uneasy, or like right now actually, like, damn it, I'm gonna have an anxiety attack, but there's no reason why I would have an anxiety attack. Like, I am perfectly safe, I'm in my room. I think it's because I'm talking about it, I think that's why, but like, people need to talk about it, so screw you, anxiety, hang on a second. So, rhythmic stuff helps me too. I feel like, so yeah, I feel like, uneasy, you know, like maybe I should sit down kind of thing, you know? For example, when Macy was here for my first sleepover, for our first sleepover, like it was our first sleepover in general, you know, she was over and I had my last phone call with Wolfie, so that could have been part of it, but we were watching our favorite go-to sleepover movie, Dumplin', and I remember she was like, after the conversation with Wolfie, I started to feel like, I felt closure that we had that conversation, like we needed to have that conversation, but at the same time, I felt like I don't know, like maybe he was annoyed at me and then he's gonna tell Macy to not hang out with me anymore. And, you know, this is just a small example of an anxiety attack, and I'm gonna tell you the last time I had a panic attack, but I'm just kind of going through it and like telling you the differences, you know. So we walked back into my house because this all happened in her car. We walked back into my house and my chest is like heavy, and I'm like, maybe when we watch the movie it'll be easier, you know. But my body wasn't letting me calm down because I wasn't using the damn strategies. I was embarrassed because my best friend was over for the first time, and she wasn't even my best friend at the time. Like, she was, but we couldn't necessarily like we would always say like, oh yeah, I love you, bestie, or like, yeah, she's my best friend. But at the same time, we weren't doing best friend things yet, you know, like we just knew we were best friends. Like, it's hard to explain, but you know, it's just, I don't know. I felt ashamed because I didn't want to seem childish, of like, you know, I didn't want to make it feel like I was some 10-year-old child who like had her first sleepover and is all of a sudden getting cold feet, you know, like she was over at my house anyway, so like why would I have an anxiety attack? But so I didn't use the coping skills because I thought that maybe I could use them quietly during the movie, but no. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is a strategy that I will discuss in a second. So, the movie was not even finished because we started watching it, and then my anxiety was just like, she thinks you're weird. Like, she wants to go home. Her and her boyfriend are talking about you right now, and, it's just like, she thinks you're weird. She wants to go home. She's gonna go home, like, bright and early. You're gonna wake up, and she's gonna be gone. And she started talking to me about him. Like, I can't remember what it was that she was saying, but, like, she said, so Wolfie, she used his real name. But, she was like, so him and I'm like, but, like, how it is in the movies when, this is, like, stage 2. Stage 1 is, like, the chest tightening and, like, okay, I need to control my breathing here, But stage 2 is what I was experiencing right now. So she starts talking to me, and I'm hearing her, but, like, she's echoing, and you know how, like, in the movies when somebody is talking and then all of a sudden they just get, like, really muffled as the main character isn't paying attention because they're in their own world, like, and at the same time my ears were ringing, and it was that typical cheesy cliche movie shit. Like, that's actually what goes on when I have an anxiety attack. Like, that's stage 2. That's basically me losing touch with reality during that time, and so and then out of nowhere, she just goes, don't you think? And I was like, huh? And she just goes, I asked you. And then she was about to say the question again, and it started happening again. So out of nowhere, I don't know how loud I said it, and if I yelled at her, I still feel really bad. I'm pretty sure I yelled at her, and it makes me feel fucking horrible. But, like, I paused the movie abruptly and said, you know what? And she just kind of, like, looks shocked, and I was like, do you want to just go upstairs? Like, let's just go upstairs. I was like, do you want to just go upstairs? And she's like, she's a good house guest, so I know for a fact that she wanted to say, bitch, aren't we watching a movie? But she's a good house guest, but she was confused and startled by my behavior, and maybe even a little hurt, She was just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? What did I do? I'm sorry. She just had that look. I was like, you want to just go upstairs? And she's like, yeah, sure. And then, of course, my anxiety is like, great way to go, pal. Now she's terrified, and, just anxiety is like a bully in your brain. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a bully in my brain. So she sits on my bed, and I guess she can tell that I was having an anxiety attack, because I'm standing there like this for a second, like, literally doing that, and she's like, are you okay? Without wanting to say it, because she's courteous like that, and she's humble. And we wanted to play Truth or Dare, so I was like, you just get the app ready. But I wanted to say it, like, can you just get the app ready? I'll be done in a second. Like, I'll be with you in a second. But me having an anxiety attack and the room spinning and ringing, I don't know if I yelled or not. I was like, just get the app ready. And I sounded fucking rude, but she never talks about it, but I think she knows now. I think she understands now. But I was just kind of like, just get the app ready. And then I realized what I said, and she goes, okay. And then she starts downloading it, and I'm like, shit. So I just kind of sit on the edge of the bed, and I'm just sitting there like trying to calm down, And she's like, I remember she just kind of looked at me. She's like, are you okay? And then she touched me, like, right here, like, to say, like, hey, are you good? And I just jumped. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I actually caught myself, so I actually did say it like that. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then I took another big deep breath in and just... So she's like, look, I got the app. And she kind of caught on and steered and, like, veered it into a different topic. And I was like, great, I have to go to the bathroom. And so she goes, okay, and just sat back. The poor girl, I still feel really bad. But she sat on my bed, and I sat in the bathroom and cried. Like, it was probably because of the conversation that I had with Wolfie, but that was just an anxiety attack going into a panic attack. Now that I look at it, it was like creeping up there. Usually like stage 3, which is where I start snapping at people and I start losing touch with reality. That's why when she touched me, I jumped because I forgot where we were for a second. I forgot what was actually happening. So that's stage 3. That's where it's like going up there, and that's where I'm like, okay, I need to be alone for a little bit, you know, because that's where I can cry and be like, okay, I can feel the tears, and plus when I cry, I can go and just get that really big inhale, you know. So here are some of the strategies I use. So for stage 1, which is where I start recognizing that I'm having an anxiety attack with the uneasy feeling and the tightness in my chest and the doing that, you know, what I usually do, and this is very common in my ASMR videos for this reason, usually if I'm sitting in class and I can't go to the bathroom because it's 10 minutes in the beginning, I just very quietly take in 4 deep breaths, like I breathe in for 4 seconds, and then I hold it for 2 seconds, and then I let it out for 4 seconds. Hold it for 2. Inhale again for 4. And I do that again like 8 times. I do that 8 times, which usually lets my brain know that we're in control, you know? Usually my brain is like, shit, we have a code red, everyone shut everything down. And that's how my chest starts going like this, because my lungs start deflating because the brain told them, the main boss up here told them to shut everything down, you know? So when I start taking deep breaths, the brain goes, wait. Oh, okay. False alarm, everybody. Spleen, you keep doing whatever it is you do. Lungs keep inhaling and yeah, there you go. Sorry guys, false alarm. And then everybody up there is like, that's the 3rd time this week, Brian. Sorry, it's finals. Like, you know, that's probably what goes on up there. I don't know. That's my humorous way of looking at it. I don't like to look at it like I'm a nutcase or like I know that in reality it's a chemical imbalance, but it's not fun looking at it like that. Like, let's face it, like, I like to have a conversation with my body. Leave me alone. You know, just like, I'm starting to feel a little bit better now actually because I made that joke, you know. Another really great way, like if I'm in my room and it just happens, like I'm alone, and unfortunately sometimes they start out of nowhere, you know, like sometimes I won't have anybody coming in my house, you know, like I think most of it was that Macy never spent the night and I didn't know if she would hate me for my sleeping habits, you know, and you know, so I didn't. And then I just had a huge conversation with Wolfie where we yelled at each other for the first 5 minutes, and then we were just like, so how's everyone doing? You know? Like, I think that's kind of what helped it a little bit. Like, it didn't help that I had somebody technically new at my house, and then I had that conversation, you know? Like, that's just not what I wanted to do, you know? So, but yeah, like sometimes I'll just be in my room and it would have no reason and it would just happen out of the blue. And usually when that happens, while I'm doing the breaths, I have like this sense therapy. So what I do for the scent therapy is I'm such a nerd, but like what I do for the smell, like because like I said, my anxiety is me losing touch with reality, and what that means is not going into a fucking killing spree because the voices in my head told me to do it. That's not what I mean. What I mean by losing touch with reality is me blocking everything else out other than the potential fact that I'm gonna die, you know? Like, everything else just kind of doesn't matter anymore other than I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Your life is shitty, your life is shitty, you're worthless, you're worthless, you're worthless, you're gonna die. and it's just anxiety, you know, that's all it is. So like people in the room don't matter anymore. Like I don't see them, I don't hear them, you know, like I can't feel what's in front of me, you know. So it helps me to have a scent so that I can smell the candles and have a sense of reality and just be like, I'm in my room, I'm safe, kind of thing, you know. So if you have anxiety with the same problem, because no two anxiety attacks are the same, you know, but like if you have the same problem I do, I definitely recommend candles. Like fucking 10 out of fucking 10 ninja stars, you know, like, because not only do they help me get big inhales because they smell so fucking good, but if my panic attacks, like if my anxiety happens to turn into a panic attack, I can feel the heat. I just blew it out. I can feel the heat in my face. I can smell the scented candles. So that's 2 senses of reality, you know. Usually I touch my hair a lot to feel my hair. And I mean, I know that one doesn't really particularly help because my hair is gonna follow me wherever I go. Hopefully. Bald is not a good look for me. I know because I was bald for the first 2 years of my life. So there's pictures everywhere of me bald. It's not a good look. It's really not. So, usually if I have something in my hands when I have an anxiety attack, I usually just keep feeling it. And then the best thing, I'm describing it really fucking shitty. That's because my brain is like about to have another anxiety attack for some fucking reason. Shut up, brain. We need to talk about this, you know? So what I normally do is like I hold the candle and I close my eyes and I try to describe the scent in 4 words. So like, for example, it's like fruity. Like spring. That fucking nose was so low. I kind of smell a little bit of pine. Smells kind of tropical. And it makes me have a sense of reality, you know? Like, okay, back in the now. You know, like your typical, like, oh my god. Like the Angry Birds movie, like, deep breath. And we're back in the now. I feel like that's me. So, yeah. Or like, if it's not the candle, then I use the lotions and the perfumes that I have and just like... I think of like refreshing, clean, you know? So like I literally will start doing that and just start try to describe what the scents smell like. Because when I read the candle, I know that it says luscious plum. So I already know that it smells like plum, but I have to come up with other adjectives, which is not only a distraction from what's going on, but also kind of like I can smell this, therefore we're still here, you know? And sometimes I like to point out things in my room, 4 things in my room that are pink. Well, that donut painting, that mosquito net right there, candy floss, my tiger plushie, or my stuffy when I'm in little space. Candy Floss is very pink, so she helps me a lot too when I'm trying to figure out things that are pink. And the hearts on my bedspread are pink as well. So yeah, usually like little things like that will help me as well. Or that just kind of makes me get a sense of the room I'm in and lets me know that I'm safe. So for panic attacks, what I would do is pretty much do the same thing for anxiety, but like instead of just one coping skill, I pick all of them. So the scent therapy and the I call it the reality resources, and it's so fucking stupid. Like I need a new name, but like that's what I got so far, you know? So Candy Floss also helps me with anxiety attacks too, because I can describe what the fur feels like, and just like, oh, it feels like I'm petting a cat, or like it feels like a hug from from your favorite teddy bear when you were a child, or you know, something like that. It actually helps, you know. And during thunderstorms, when you're in little space, or if you're still an 18-year-old afraid of thunderstorms because you're a fucking pansy, so whether or not you're normal or in little space and you're afraid of thunderstorms or not, this can help you. You know, you just give it a big squeeze and just like go like this a little bit. I'm a big kid, I know. I'm a big ass kid. This is why I'm single. This is why I'm single. Please date me. I love warm hugs. I hate myself. So yeah, usually, I do like the reality check kind of thing. I also kind of sing to myself a little bit. It's so stupid. And my journal as well. Like speaking of, I need to do day 5 at the end of this video. But like journaling actually really does help, and I know it sounds cheesy, like, but it's private, and you can. It helps me to. Sometimes I'll even call my best friend just to talk. You know, like, like I'll call Macy and just be like, "Hey, just talk to me." And I do the breathing while she talks to me, and she's very patient with me. Like, she has anxiety too, so she knows what I mean. Like, she knows what I'm going through. The only reason why she was so confused on the first night was because I went from, yay, let's go to the mall, to that. You know what I mean? Like it fucking happens. It's like a switch, you know? It's a switch that goes off with me. I am bipolar. Like, I'm bipolar. It happens a lot. Just bear with me. And I'm looking at the camera because I know a lot of my friends watch my YouTube channel. So if there are any future first sleepovers with you and I suddenly go from to don't touch me, don't look at me, that's why. I'm having a panic attack. Just let me have a moment to myself and gain my composure, and then talk about something to distract me. You know, because if you talk about my anxiety, it's gonna make me embarrassed, and it's gonna make me have another anxiety attack. So it's better off if you're just like, hey, I'm here for you. Cool, thanks. I love you too. So what movie did you see with your family yesterday? You know, and just veer off into a different topic. Let me know that you're here for me, and that you love me, and that we love each other, and that we're here for each other. But then veer it off into a different topic like it never happened. You know, like and we're back in the now, you know what I mean? Like, I need that on a fucking t-shirt. That's gonna be my new saying, like every time I yell at a bitch, and just be like, and we're back in the now. Oh my god. So, anyway, yeah, usually calling Macy is a third coping skill, and a fourth coping skill would be the journal thing that I talked about, and usually just sorry, I thought I heard somebody out there. Yeah, usually just And sometimes these brushes, since they're really soft, and oh, they still have blush on them. These are really soft too, so like these are touching your face right now, you know, and talking myself down helps too, you know, so I'm just like, okay, this is just anxiety. You get them all the time, you know, just like feel the brushes against your face. And I do my own personal ASMR, you know, just like, you know, like I do that a lot. It's fucking stupid. Unsubscribe, you know, just like if you think I'm weird and you don't like me anymore and you want to unsubscribe, totally cool. I totally get it. But yeah, so usually like doing this and just being like, you know, you're at home, you're safe, nothing's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm so stressed out about, but it's gonna be okay. You know, God loves you, your family loves you, and whatever I think I'm having an anxiety attack about, that's what I talk myself down about. So like if you have any makeup brushes that are your favorite, just start doing this and like go along your face with it and just kind of, and then what I love is like when I'm starting to come down and I'm just like, also when I'm having an anxiety attack, you might just come across me breathing in like a fucking psychopath and just, like I literally just space out while doing the coping skills. It's so weird. Like I think a piece of me knows that it's just anxiety, whereas the rest of me is fucked off and gone home, you know? So like you'll seriously see me just with the candles lit, and I'm just, that's when you're like, it's a bad time, and you just leave, and then I'm just like, sorry, what did you need? Like, don't mention it, just like, why are you painting your face like a weird, like, shh. I hate it I hated it in high school when I was in class, and I was like, hey teacher, I really need to go to the bathroom, and it was clearly me trying not to lose my shit. Like, I know that, like, I can do the breathing, like, I can calm myself down around other people, I don't like to, because it takes me longer to calm myself down than with other people, because I have weird coping skills, and my anxiety is really mean to me, you know, so, you know, if there's another person in the room, even if they're just strangers, not even paying attention to me, and I'm, you know, then my anxiety is just like, you know, if they think you're weird, like, they're gonna call the fucking, like, asylum on you, and it's just ridiculous, and I understand that it's ridiculous, but in the anxiety attack, I don't, and it's just better if I calm myself down alone, you know? So that's why when Macy was here and I was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and she was like, okay. Like, she got it, because she has anxiety too. So, I love you, Macy. I love you, Macy. Tell Wolfie to fuck off so we can run away and get married. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. Love you. I love you, Pookie. That's the thing that you won't understand other than her. We're weird. So I'm actually trying not to have one right now. That's why I'm joking and rambling and still doing this. Just bear with me. So I think the last really bad panic attack that I had, like, this was one of the worst ones that I've had in years. Like, I haven't had a panic attack this bad since freshman year. But Wolfie and I used to have this app that we would talk on, and we were like, I don't know, I was always on it 24/7, even if I didn't want to be, even if I had other things to do. But, you know, anyway, I left a message that I wanted to say something along the lines of what I've told you guys about how, like, oh, I was a bad friend and I brought you down, but yet I did all of these things for you. Like, you know, I did the following of turning down an opportunity of a lifetime of, you know, just like, I've lost sleep over making sure you were okay, you know, and I wasn't gonna send it. I meant to hit the backspace button, and then my finger accidentally hit the send button, and I freaked out for a second, and I tried to delete it, but there's no way that you can delete it on that specific app we were using. So I was like, shit! So I just blocked him so that he couldn't respond because I'm a pussy. And I called Macy and I was like, hey, do you think Wolfie is gonna tell you to not hang out with me anymore? And she's like, he probably will, but he doesn't tell me what to do. And I was like, but wouldn't he break up with you if you didn't listen to him? And she's like, well, then he obviously doesn't deserve me, now does he? And I was like, slay queen. But I was still scared because he has a way with words, you know? I mean, I would know. I wasted a full year. Just saying. So he, yeah, so she, you know, she was just like, you know, I would like to keep being your friend, I really would. And I was like, so that's when I was like, oh shit, it's over. I had a really good thing and I ruined it, you know? And so I started, and then she told me that she had to go take a shower. So then me being Amberlee, I was like, okay, maybe she really does have to take a shower, you know? But my anxiety was like, you know, she doesn't have to take a shower. She's trying to ditch you. Like, she's gonna block you, you know? And I love her to death, but her showers are like 40 minutes long. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I don't want to know, actually. But, love you. But like, what the hell are you doing in the shower to take like 40 minutes? Well, she does have a lot of hair on her head. She does have long hair, like really long hair, like it goes down her ass, you know? So she's probably like spending 40 minutes trying to get to the end of her hair, you know? But that's not any of my business. I really don't want to know what she does in the shower. Shut up, Amberlee. I'm like actually red right now. So the point is, my anxiety was like, she's not taking a shower. Like, it's way too damn long for it to be a shower, like, you know? And so I'm literally in that corner, like, hyperventilating, I'm crying, I feel like my heart is about to, like, come out of my chest. Like, literally just, like, that was my heart, and it was, like, pounding through my ears. I couldn't hear anything else other than my heartbeat, you know, like, and, me Googling symptoms of a heart attack when I was 13 because I was, like, trying to convince myself that it was anxiety and not a heart attack. I remembered that your left arm goes numb, so my heart is pounding and I'm trying to convince myself that it's just a panic attack. It was a really bad anxiety attack that graduated into a panic attack. You need to calm down. And my left arm goes numb. Ha 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 ha. Like, the brain is a hilarious thing. If you're like, random facts from Google is stored away in the back until a moment like that, you know? And then my arm just falls limp and I'm like, it's not funny, but it is. Like, it's not funny. It's funny because it's me laughing about it, but it's not funny because it happened. But like, I was literally just like on the verge of calming down and then it falls to my side and I was like, just like start like hyperventilating again. And Brandy comes in my room because she wanted to tell me something, and she just sees me with, you know, the phone in my trembling hand. I'm waiting for Macy to text me back, but like, and I'm in no means trying, this is not Macy's fault at all. If anything, it's my own fault. I should have just blocked him, and I just felt like I needed to get it out of my chest. I had to get it off my chest without sending it, you know? Like, this was before the whole conversation with Wolfie happened, you know? Like, that's what he was so mad about. That's what he was yelling at me about. And I was like, I tried to delete it, but I couldn't. Like, he's like, you shouldn't even sent it. I know, I tried to delete it. Oh, sorry. Like, so I was waiting for her to text me back, and I'm like, you know, like literally just like shaking. I couldn't even see the words on my phone anymore. So she comes in to see my phone in my trembling hand, tears streaming down my cheek, my arm to my side like this, and I'm sitting there like hyperventilating, and she's like, are you okay? And she just comes in like, what's wrong with you? Like, that's literally how she talks to me. She goes, what's wrong with you? We emphasize our O's. So like, I love you too. What's wrong with you? We're weird, we need help. But she comes in like, what's wrong with you? And then she sits down in this chair, and I'm like, I'm having a heart attack, like, you need to call the ambulance. Like, I legitimately felt like I was gonna die, you know? And she's like, in your nose, out your mouth. Like she just has like this tone of like, I'm not saying that she didn't care, she obviously did care, but you know, it's just kind of funny how like she talks sometimes. She's just like, in through your nose and out your mouth. Like, out your mouth, out your mouth, out your mouth. In through your nose and out your mouth. And I'm like, I can't. Like, I tried it, like I actually did try it. Like, when I meant to delete it, I tried I tried holding that shit. Like, holding it, clicking and holding the message. And the only option that came on was freaking forward or copy. And I was like, neither. I was like, no, I want to fucking delete it. I want it to be gone. Like, fetus deletus. Like, you know, like, I was like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Like, no, oh my god. And then I felt it happening, and it happened so fast. Like, I feel like sometimes it just turns into a panic attack. Like, a situation like that turns into a panic attack. I can't even remember going through the first or second stage, you know? It just automatically went into third, fourth stage, you know? The fourth stage was when it fell, my arm fell limp, you know? But the third stage was like, you know, like sitting into the corner and crying and stuff. Like, that's, yeah. So, it just kind of happened as a panic attack. So I was like, I did the 4 breaths in, and I did the breathing thing, I did the scent thing. I didn't have the candles at the time, so I didn't do the scent thing, but I did it with the other perfumes. The candles work a lot better. So I was like, I did the scent thing, like, I did everything, and you need to take me to the hospital, like, I'm having a heart attack. And because I was having an anxiety attack, my body was like rejecting me. So like, I keep saying anxiety even though it was panic attack. It was like a full-on fucking panic attack, but like, I'm so used to only having anxiety attacks. So, but anyway, I was having a fucking panic attack, and my body was like not working with me, so I had like saliva coming up, and I was like choking on my fucking saliva, which is disgusting, but like, I was literally like, I'm having a heart attack. Like, you know, and she's like, you're fine, Amberlee. I was like, no, you need to send an ambulance here. Like, you need to send an ambulance. And I'm not realizing that the more I say that she needs to send an ambulance, and that I'm having a heart attack, and that I need to go to the hospital, my brain is like, oh shit, really? Like, full on, you know, like, come on, bro. Like, we're dying. We need to shut everything down. Shut it down. You know, like, that's what's going on. So my brain is freaking out. The more I say, I have to go to the hospital, I'm having a heart attack, I'm gonna die, like, blah, 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 blah. My brain is like, shit, we are, like, full on just has a seizure, you know, kind of thing. So, yeah. So she was, like, trying to convince me. She's like, you're not gonna die, like, we don't need to call an ambulance. That shit is $5,000. I was like, that's all you care about? She's like, yeah, kind of. She's like, the money is expensive, and all they're gonna do is tell you the same thing I'm telling you, put you on a ventilator, and take you home with some anxiety meds. Maybe they'll even commit you. And I was like, because I fucking hate the idea of a mental institution, and I know that they're just for help, and I know that not all of them are like scary, straitjacket, padded room. Like, for my situation, it probably wouldn't be that. I guess I'm scared of like the idea of being in a place like that, you know? I don't know. Like, I know it's supposed to help you, but I don't know. I guess it's just the idea of being surrounded by people screaming, and just, it sounds like a sad place, and I just don't want to be there, you know? So when she said commit, I was like, and it went into overdrive, and she's like, shit. Like, she just kind of realized it in her face. She's like, like, what the fuck did I just say? Shut up, Brandy, you know? And I'm like, so she's like, okay, you're fine, do it with me. So she did the breathing with me. So that's one of the reasons why I fucking love my stepmom, because she could have just been like, oh, and think I was doing it for attention and leave me alone, you know? She could have done that, but no, she actually sat here and helped me calm down, and that was amazing. And she is like, you know, do it with me, do the breathing in with me. So she sat there and breathed in with me and did the breaths with me, and all jokes aside, like, that actually fucking helped me. And sorry, your week would not be complete without some Kate tears in them. Like, let's just face it. Is it even a video if I don't cry? At this point, like, is it even a fucking video? Like, bitch, get off of my clout. Like, so yeah, like, that actually really helped me when she did the breathing with me, and I slowly got better. And then Macy texted me like, sorry, I was in the shower. Like, bitch, of course you were. So I texted her and I was like, I'm having a panic attack, like, and then she felt bad, and I didn't want her to feel bad. I was just, she felt bad, obviously, and looking back on it now, I probably wouldn't have even said I was having a panic attack. I probably would have just asked if I could call her, because, you know, that's usually how she knows if something is wrong. But even when I call her, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And, like, pretending like I'm fine, because I don't want to be a burden. You know, like, I don't know. I just, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be bothersome. That's how I lose friends. So, plus I'm 18 now. I should be able to do it all on my own. So, I'm an adult now. I shouldn't need anybody other than myself. I can do this on my own. I shouldn't be a snowflake and need anyone to help me. Like, it's just, it gets hard sometimes, you know, and sometimes I think I can't do this by myself, but then I realize I have to. I have to do this by myself because I have to prove that I'm an adult and that I can go live on my own, because they're not gonna let me get out of here if I can't prove to myself, if I can't prove to them like a good adult, you know. And I know that I say like get out of here as in like this is a bad place or whatever. It's just, you know, I want to get out of here eventually. I should just be doing this on my own, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah. So she felt really bad, and she called me in tears, and she was apologizing, and I was like, don't you apologize, like, don't apologize, like, and at first, I mean, we've been planning May 3rd, which was the sleepover. We were planning May 3rd for months, you guys, like, we've been planning it ever since I found out I was gonna go to prom. I was like, when Wolfie did what he did, when we called each other, she was like, don't worry, May 3rd is still happening. And I was like, I need May 3rd more than anything right now. So it was still March when this happened. I remember it was April. It was April 18th. And I remember the exact day, because I remember the exact day that Wolfie and Macy and I got to officially meet, and O'Connor and Wolfie and I got to officially meet, like reunite, and Wolfie and I got to officially reunite, and he doesn't even watch my videos at this point anymore. Who the fuck cares? We got to reunite on March 18th, and I remember because I put it in my planner. So after we reunited, a month later, he did what he did. It's okay. He made his choice. Damage is done. It's fine. It's obviously not fine because of how much I bring it up, but you know, I'm getting there. That's okay. anyways, so that was my last panic attack was when I sent a message that I didn't even mean to send, and it just, spiraled into a fucking breakdown, because when this happened, it was like 3 days after, like, the biggest heartbreak that I've ever faced, you know? The whole thing with Eli wasn't even as heartbreaking. I mean, Xander, shit. Tonight just isn't my night, but I'm not gonna re-record this because it was like 50 minutes long. So whoever's names I just said, I'm just gonna hope and pray that they don't watch my videos, and if they do, then I'm sorry. Number 5. Are you accepted? This is the Pride Month questions, by the way. Number 5. Are you accepted? To my family and friends, I'm accepted, which is all I need at this point, you know? If anybody else if I have a future girlfriend and somebody were to see my girlfriend and I kissing and they were to yell, fucking dykes, like, I'm not even gonna get offended. Like, they're immature, you know? Or like, if I go to a bisexual or gay church, and which I'm probably gonna do, like, let's face it, you know? And if I were to go into, like, a gay church and somebody were to yell, gay is a sin, I'd be like, so is hating other people. They're gonna go to hell for judging people. If I'm going to hell as well, then I'll see you there, bitch. A whole bunch of dust and glitter just came out and I felt fucking sassy. So anyway, the whole point of this video is to just let you know that you're not alone, give you some coping advice. So yeah, like the aromatherapy, that's what it's called. Yes, the aromatherapy, and journaling really does help. Stuffed animals, get a stuffed animal to hug it tight to you and breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 2, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold it for 2, inhale again, so that your brain can understand that you are in control. And I know that situations that we can't control is fucking terrifying, which is why people like us have those breakdowns and those attacks. A breakdown is just somebody, okay, let me put it to you this way. A strong chair can only hold a certain amount of weight. And when too much weight sits on that chair, the chair breaks. So a breakdown is a person who is a strong person who had to be strong for everybody else for far too long. And you don't have to be strong for other people. You should just be strong for yourself, you know? And I mean, yes, if it comes down to it, like maybe you're a mom and you have kids, and, you know, obviously don't let your kids see you cry. Like, don't let your kids see the depression. Like, let your kids be kids, but at the same time, teach them that emotions are a real thing. Just, I don't know, me, when I was a kid, and even now, nothing breaks me more than seeing my mom cry. So, maybe not cry in front of your children, just teach them that emotions are normal. And so are anxiety attacks, and so are panic attacks. And as for again, for the people's names that I just said out loud, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Like, I'm sorry that you had to see it, but at the same time, I'm not sorry because you invaded my time and wasted it and broke my heart. Fuck your privacy. Fuck your privacy. So, anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Stay body positive. Kate Winchester out. Hasta la bye-bye, and God bless your nutty little hearts. And don't forget to go nuts.